Welcome everyone. Very happy to see so many people online. My name is Marja Suomela. I'm coming from ProAgria. It's an advisory company in Finland, and I will be hosting you for this webinar. And today our topic is overcoming barriers to innovation on small and medium farms. And we are co-hosting today with the Network to Innovate. And we will give you a brief introductory for the ATTRACTISS project as usual by Anna, my dear colleague Anna Alamand from Souls Association UK, and then Tuija Kallio from Finland as well will present the Network to Innovate as well briefly. What is it about? And then we have four speaks today on different perspective for the topic. So we have a tight schedule today, so let's get going, and I will give the floor to Anna.
So good morning, everyone. I hope that you're doing okay wherever you are, whether you're in a sunny place or cold somewhere else. So we're going to start with a short presentation about ATTRACTISS, just because we believe, one, because it's a project that's hosting this place, but also because we would like to invite you to actually get as involved as possible in this project, which, as you will see in a second, is more of a service project. What we're trying to do is actually give you the tools, help you upskill, and help you come and learn how to make it happen, how to make innovation happen on the ground in Europe. I think that there's a little voice somewhere.
But it's overcoming barriers.
Too many for me to mute them, but I will try my best.
Yes, don't worry, I'm absolutely fine. So go for it now, but just for everyone to know, I'm going to be going ahead with the ATTRACTISS thing. So as I mentioned, this is a service project, which means that if you see a tool that you like, if you see a training that you like, if you see a workshop that you like, you're always very welcome to come to us and ask how we can help you make it reality in your own environment. So that's the first thing, and everything that follows comes from that place. So our goal is to actually improve and embed competencies, approaches, instruments, and governance models. And this is very important for innovation support services. What do we mean by innovation support services? Is basically any organization across the whole project, across the life of projects, that enable the ideas that are at grassroots to actually become real innovation. So you could be someone that helps them, guide them through the process. You could be someone that connects them with someone else. You could be someone that brings the knowledge that they need. All of you are actually innovation support services. And in order to do that, we realize that different people learn different ways and people have skill in different ways. So what we're doing is creating the connections across the 27 member states. We're actually trying to create a network through our platform, which we're going to show in a second, creating forums where you can talk to each other, creating training. And there's going to be still another training in Italy this year, but we're also happy to bring our training to your country if that's something that you want. We've created an amazing toolbox that you can find in our platform with tools to make innovation happen. We're also running workshops and webinars like this one all the time. There's going to be a few exchange visits, and we're also going to be creating practice abstracts. So there's no excuse. However you like to learn, there's something for you there. And the best way to get involved is actually going to our platform, which we're going to be sharing in a second in the chat, and finding people through our map, finding events through our event page, finding tools through our ISS tool, and finding connections through our forum, which is something that we're going to talk about in a second. But in the meantime, I'm going to go back to basics, invite you to go to the AKIS Connect website and give the floor to Tuija.
Nice to see you all. Yes, thank you. I will start my screen sharing just a minute. I hope you can see it now. Yeah,
perfect.
So this is really a nice opportunity for us from the Network to Innovate team to join the webinars on Wednesday.
and just this moment, I would like to introduce that from the Network to Innovate team, we have Konstantin from the Estonia National Network with us, as well as Lasma from the Latvian National Network, and also Pavel from the Polish National Network. So this is a joint undertaking by the national networks from the Nordic Baltic region. And just this morning, I was a little bit trying to remember when we started, and actually we started before I was involved in the Finnish Rural Network. So the first step was taken in August 2021 by organizing a webinar, bigger event that there were Finland, Estonia, and Latvia involved in by different presentations taking part. So basically, so far we have organized over 30 different events, mostly online, but also some live events in the Nordic Baltic countries. And basically what we do, we want to highlight projects and other initiatives that are covering innovative solutions of future agriculture, food production, and rural development. And here you can see some of our topics that we have covered during these years. And then another aspect that we have been now working on from 2023. So basically, we have been facilitating regular discussions between the managing authorities, paying agencies, and national networks of Estonia, Finland, and Latvia in an attempt to synchronize our national calls for applications to attract transnational EIB operational groups. And so currently we have these calls open in these 3 countries. So we hope that this will result in truly transnational operational groups in the future. So the calls are open in each of these countries, and in Finland and Latvia they will be closing up in the mid-December, and in Estonia in mid-January. So we are really hoping to hear how many applications there are coming in. And related to this cooperation, we have been organizing also a networking and brokerage event online, and also last September we were gathering in Tartu with about 20 or 30 participants to really discuss how we could collaborate and what kind of expertise we have in these countries and what kind of ideas we could go forward with. But this is, in short, what our Network to Innovate collaboration has been in these years, and I think also Anna already posted in the chat the website. So there are new webinars coming next year, hopefully already in January. So we will be posting those upcoming events in our Network to Innovate website. So then you can hear more from there. But thank you from my side.
Thanks a lot, Tuija. So Nordic partners, stay tuned for the calls, as Tuija mentioned. And I forgot, of course, in the beginning, the housekeeping. So as usual, let's keep the microphones off if you don't have a question and you're not giving time for the question. So whenever there is something that comes to your mind, feel free to use the chat. But today we are also using the Padlet. I pinned the link in the chat, so hopefully everyone can find it, and just ask again if you cannot see it for your chat. So there is also a space for the questions in a bit different categories, or actually the categories of the program. So feel free to ask, comment, share your thoughts, whatever comes to your mind. So let's keep going. We will give a floor to our first actual speaker, and she will be Arta from Latvia. And Arta will tell us her point of views as a new farmer for the innovation journey. So happy to welcome Arta online.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Can you see my screen?
Looks good.
Awesome. Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Arta Zikmane, and I will tell you about my first experience in farming. I must confess that my experience is not very long in farming as business, but I already have some key takeaways that I can share. So, when you look at my background, it is in medical engineering and physics, and I have MBA in innovation leadership, which is followed by 15 years in international sales for the medical device industry. You probably don't see a farmer. You see a corporate professional, and that's exactly where my story begins. The realization that the biggest, most exciting pivot in my career wasn't to another high-tech corporation, but back to land. And for 15 years, I specialized in high-tech sales. I sold medical innovation, and recently I tried building an AI startup, and I realized something critical, that pure AI solutions often aren't sustainable in long term without a connection to the physical world. AI is revolutionary, but it's also a disruptor that will eliminate many professions, but I don't think that farming will be one of them. And that led me to the pivot, AI plus agriculture. Farming often is overlooked, and there are still many stereotypes that it's kind of like low tech. But how I see it is that it is one of the highest potential future opportunities when it's paired with technology. We are not just growing crops anymore, but we are managing complex biological data systems. So, why choose farming? Why trade international sales for organic blackcurrants? First of all, its legacy. Our family has owned this land in Vidzeme for over 150 years, and continuing this tradition is my family responsibility. And secondly, it's sustainability. My choice to go organic is commitment to the next generation and to my children, and I want to leave the soil in the same or better condition for my children than I have received it now. And this brings also to my personal motivation. I want to prove that farming can be modern, tech-driven, and truly attractive to young people. We can optimize sustainable resource and use data. So our farm is located in middle of Latvia. It's in Vidzeme in Cēsis district, and there is 10 hectares, and we're starting to grow organic blackcurrants. When I started actually studying agriculture this year as well. I got mentorship from experienced farmers, and this is another suggestion to other newcomers that talk to experienced people in the specific fields you are entering, because most of the people are really open and willing to share their experiences. And this way you can reduce potentially very expensive mistakes early on. I also use support from local consultants, and I follow very closely latest research papers, as in my previous industry as well. It's standard to learn as much as possible about the farming field now. My first job on the farm was essential to test the ground and confirm it was appropriate for organic blackcurrants. And the results were not very good. The soil had an extremely acidic pH at the start, and this is a major obstacle that we require major liming, and this is what we are planning to do beginning of the next year. I also wanted to go further. I wanted to analyze the soil's deepest engine, what we are learning about now. It's the microbiome. Unfortunately, at this point, I was unable to find suppliers for this advanced service in Latvia, and this highlights technical gap we are facing. But at the same time, this is a great opportunity to create something like this. And soil quality improvement in organic ways, the topic I'm currently extensively researching as well. And my biggest learning here till now is that we need the regular testing, effective organic treatments, and of course, long-term thinking as well. Many people think that organic farming means endless, hard manual work, and I'm definitely not a fan of manual work. My goal is smart automation. My engineering background drives me to find efficiency. I hate all these repetitive tasks. And we are actively researching AI, robotics, and precision agriculture. And I think this is the only way how to move forward. The current challenge is finding affordable, proven tech for small-scale organic farms. The technology gap still exists and is very big, but at the same time, it's also an opportunity because if the solutions doesn't exist, we can create them by ourselves. And I found that this high-tech vision actually is shared, and other blackcurrant farmers are eager to share advice. And we are also exploring, as I mentioned, this microbial soil treatments and connecting with the tech community, which is highly interested in agricultural AI applications. And there is an opportunity to build a valuable ecosystem. And at the moment, as I'm studying now, I was interested to learn also experience from my other colleagues, and I was doing a small survey of 10 new farmers to get their feedback about funding availability for innovation, and these are the results. My data shows that 90% of new farmers have some experience with EU projects, yet 100%, all of them, they said that information about funding is not clear or structured, and it's very hard to find it. So the key insight is that new farmers are very engaged, but they struggle to find consolidated, clear information. So this is communication should be improved to accelerate innovation. Especially big gap is for innovation projects, what we were discussing, what you were presenting before, that no respondents had any information about such project availability. So this is something, a really good opportunity to share more information. And actually my final message is my vision that I want to prove that farming can be high-tech and profitable, that organic farming doesn't mean endless manual work, and that we can build a sustainable business model for the next generation, but still have a profitable business. So I'm very open to share my experience more if someone is interested, and I'm also very open to different cooperation opportunities, and feel free to get in touch with me either on through email, or you can connect me on LinkedIn. So thank you.
Many thanks, Arta. Very interesting presentation and overview of your background and the current situation. Thanks a lot. And I found it very interesting that the numbers of the acknowledged farmers is still that high. Impressive, 90%. And those were Latvian farmers, I assume?
Yeah, these are from Latvia, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's already something, but of course we have something to do with the 100%, which is still about the not being clear of the EU possibilities on the funding side. But very interesting. Thanks a lot. Any questions for Arta?
There is one on the Padlet. Such an amazing story. I am curious about how did you find and connect with your mentors?
So I was just looking on Google. Actually, I was looking for someone who was doing something similar, and then I found some. They were organizing some seminar about blackcurrant growing in Latvia, and then I couldn't make it, so I just get in touch with the owner from this farmer, and he just said, "Oh, come visit me. I will share information what I have." And he spent like, I don't know, 2-3 hours and explained all the details and background stories about specifics for blackcurrant growing. And I also, when you start, actually, when you get to one, you can also get referrals to some other people and other experience. I also had some relatives who are working with who are growing blackcurrants, and then I also had some other like relatives who knew others who are growing. So you just talk to people basically, and there is always someone who knows someone. So this is kind of way how you grow your network. You just, I think it's very important to share information, what you are doing, not hide it somewhere, that I will do it in secretly somewhere. Because when you share, people just somehow, I don't know, from somewhere they come up and speak up and get in touch with you, and it just kind of happens naturally, I think once you start.
Great, thanks. Anna, you had a question or no?
I was going to ask the same thing around sort of like how do you create a network, especially because Krista was mentioning how open people are in agriculture, but sometimes the first step is that really awkward first mail and just reaching out and knowing who to reach out. But yeah, just like random luck sometimes is amazing.
Yeah, that's I think the main barrier, your own fear that you will, I don't know, get rejected, that someone will say no to you, but that's actually the worst thing what can happen. So okay, someone can say no to you, but there will be, I don't know, 5 others who will say yes. So just try and reach out to them, and we'll see.
Yeah, thanks for the encouragement as well. I don't see any other questions. Now it's still, we have a few minutes if somebody wants to ask something from Arta. Otherwise, we will move on to the next one. I don't see anything. Okay, good. Thanks a lot, Arta. And next we will ask Petri Linna on the stage, and he will tell us about the smart farming thematic group and how the networking is keeping on even the regular connections are not always connected to some projects.
Yes. Thank you. Be here. It was great honor, and thank you to Tuija that she asked me to keep the presentation about this topic, and so this smart farming thematic group is something what we have in Finland, and the basic idea is that there is many partners, many sector, and we are sharing information. Like Arta said, that it's very important to share information. So this is something about what we are doing in Finland. And very shortly about who I am and why I'm in partner in that kind of group. Well, I work in 2 different organizations in agriculture sector, and also I'm developing data spaces and in agriculture sector also, and I have a lot of experiences about this communities sharing information different ways in farmers and also with companies, and one important thing in that sector, the experience of that sector is that you have to build the trust and share the information quite openly to different people. But yeah, that's very shortly. And now our focus in this presentation. So why this kind of collaboration works? And so in Finland we have this kind of group, and we meet about once time in online in Teams, and there is one leader, Liisa Pesonen from Luke. Luke is that natural resource, resource institute or something, but she organized that. He sent invitation for us, and this meeting is very informal, and there is a discussion round. Everybody can introduce maybe new ideas, or maybe there is some kind of problem and need to help, or there is a beginning new project, or just the idea of the new project, and seeking the maybe partners for that. And sometimes there is also some topics that there is needed to react. For example, Data Act is coming, and organization government needs some feedback that what to do in Finland in that topic. So in that group we select who is interested to do that kind of comments or something. So we give that, and that's working very well, because sometimes there is that kind of emergency things, and it's challenging to find people from project. So in this project, it's much easier to do this kind of things. And this is one example what we have done in the this group. Of course, this was a little bit bigger work, but we did this kind of roadmap about what is the smart agriculture in Finland in the future. And we selected people who are interested to do this kind of work, and we finished that. And also I highlight also this event platform in Agri Hub. There is this kind of event platform. So our partners there, I believe that many of these partners are putting the events, agriculture sector events, to this platform. So we can share all our events there. It's very easy to share this information, and I always check if I'm planning any event. I always check that there is no any limits in that day. So because there is so many events nowadays in agriculture sector, so it's challenging to find good place for that. So I don't know the exact events numbers, but there was about maybe Tuija knows better, but the 1,000 maybe in last year. But why this collaboration works so well? I think it's easy to go there. No demands. Who are you? You are just interested about that topic, so you can go there in that group. And of course, usually there is 10 to 20 people, so it's enough. The small is good, so it's easy to go to the whole round, sharing your information and ask questions. And there is different kind of people. There is farmers, technical people, researcher, and authorities, government people, and so on. So many kind of people, many from many sectors. But one thing is maybe the key points there is everyone wants to develop agriculture, so there is motivation for that. So also I don't see that there is any competition about that. We are sharing knowledge, but we are not doing that we compete about each other. It's more like if we share, we get more. And also I feel that we are also learning there. And we heard something new, that what somebody has done in some project, so we can learn about that and read those results there. So trust. I believe the trust is also the key words there. And when we meet once time a month, it's enough. So we learn more and more deeply each other. So it's more easy to discuss many things. And also, it's very important to see also hear about the farmers' perspectives. And no matter who are you, actually, you have the timetable there to share your ideas and so on. No matter who are you. And also, there is no pressure about you have to tell about something. It's just it's free to share whatever you have, so it's up to you. And of course, very important thing that I think we have a great group leader there. It's also giving the trusting atmosphere there, and she have large knowledge about the agriculture sector and also networks to the in Europe level. So it's giving for us a lot of information also. So this is maybe my last slide, and there is the key points about this thematic group. And so this is giving us a very quick access to knowledge. And also we get the fast answers if there is any challenging problem. Of course, you have to maybe wait 1 month there, but still it's very fast answer your problems. And if we are new people in agriculture sector, it's very easy way to get new contacts there. And it's very important. We have many organizations also in Finland, so it's good place to get the overview of what is happening in Finland, but also in some partly also in Europe, what is bigger things, what is happening there. And because we are quite openly sharing knowledge, so we have also quite early access to ideas, maybe what is happening in the project. There is maybe new tools or prototypes or something. And well, if there is coming project funding, so it's also possibilities to influence through these projects or initiatives. But that was quite shortly about this Finnish thematic group. So if you have something questions, or I'm open for those. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Petri. Again, very interesting presentation and very nice to hear from the member, because many times I think the chairs of this kind of networks are presenting, but actually it's nice to hear the members' point of view. So thanks a lot, and we do have some questions in the Padlet. So there is one from, actually I don't see who, but how do you bring such a variety of actors together? Do you have a specific motivation for each? We find it easier to bring the same kind of people, but the variety is many times difficult.
What is motivation? So of course each of have own motivation. Maybe from my perspective, I want to know what is happening in different maybe funding. Is there coming new fundings, and I'm looking new partnerships or something, and I don't know what motivation each other are, but I think we are, like I said in my slides, one motivation all of us is that we want to develop agriculture sector. Of course, we have a little bit different sector perspective, but we want to develop that. So I don't know, motivation is different, different people.
Yeah. It's of course always hard to know everyone's motivation, but I believe.
I noticed that there are at least 2 other members of the thematic group online. So if they also want to comment on this, feel free to raise your hand and open your microphone.
That would be interesting.
So at least one farmer/advisor is here, but I'm not sure if Obe, if you're on a bad spot, or do you want to comment? How do you see this group? Or then you can also write on the chat or Padlet. What do you think about the group, and how what is the benefits and motivation for you to be involved?
Yes, please do share us if you feel so. We will get another perspective from the same group. And then we had another question. So are any of the attendees paid for the being part of the network, or if not, how this is funded?
I don't know how this actually work in background. Is the Luke is organizing that, but I don't know how this funding goes actually there. So
yeah, I think the chairperson is receiving her salary partly from AgriHubi, which is the AKIS coordination body in Finland. So they have agreed to do, I think they have 3 thematic groups working on a regular basis. So the funding for the chairpersons come from AKIS coordination body. But I think otherwise than that, then people are joining if they have relevant projects that they can sort of use their working hours on that, or then just if they sort of are allowed to participate by their organizations, then they are involved.
For other motivation reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most likely there is a bit of variety, like in the members, with how their time is paid, or is it paid? I believe that's also sometimes the question. Good. Any other questions? Or comments? I don't see any. I had myself actually one thought that, do you agree that, because I was thinking that it is sometimes hard to get this thematic networks to work somehow, people to keep active on those and somehow keep it focused enough. So I was thinking that maybe do you agree that is maybe in this case when it's around this smart agriculture, it's kind of as a topic enough narrow, but in a way still enough broad that you can bring different perspectives. So there is always the kind of focus stays there, but still it kind of have enough space to bring different kind of topics and ideas on the discussion. I don't know, this is maybe just my out loud thinking.
Yeah, I have to admit that of course there is sometimes very hurried times that people are hurried to come and there are smaller group then, but then there is more time and maybe very important topics, so there is a lot of people then, so you have to I accept that it's just how it works. So it's always the same size the group. It's changing depending the topics and time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good. Anything else, or we will thank Petri and move forward. Good, and of course, feel free to share your questions, thoughts, ideas also afterwards. We will have some time also in the end, so we can come back to the presentations also in the later stages. But next we have Jane to present another network perspective, and this comes from the Estonia, and yeah, how the study trips are supporting the new ideas and innovation work. You're welcome, Jane, to share your screen. If you just click it in the presentation. And unmute. Now the presentation worked just fine now when you just had it.
Now you can hear me?
We can hear you, but if you can click it in the presentation mode still. Yes, perfect.
Okay. So thank you for inviting me to the Konstantin from Estonian organization. And I was invited to share our experience about this sectoral association in Estonia to support peer learning and knowledge exchange. And my name is Jane Matic, and I'm president of Estonian Beef Breeders Association. And also I'm a former young farmer, but still in my mind I'm a young farmer. But I'm also a really hopeless agricultural addict and a cowholic. So everyone, I think, in Estonia knows me because of the beef cattle, because I'm representing the beef cattle sector. So a couple words about our association. It's established now 25 years ago. So this year we are celebrating 25th anniversary, and we are a non-profit organization. So we have average every year around 320 active members, but it's only maybe 20% from all Estonian beef breeders which are registered like beef breeders in our official registry. But most of these biggest herds and biggest breeders are our active members. And our statutory purpose is sharing information and knowledge to our members, organizing seminars and events and social network, and also organizing the study trips and representing our members' interests. So, and believe it or not, in our society, in our beef cattle society, it's not women who are to blame, but it's the cows, and that is the reason usually when we are planning or doing some study trips, new trips to some other countries, because the main focus is on beef cattle. But how this kind of traveling era and this addiction began for me. In 2006, I was studying in University of Life Science, and I was studying farm management. And this was really interesting for me, and opened my eyes about this wider picture in agriculture. In 2007, I was joining Estonian Young Farmers Organization, which was in this time, I think, the most active this kind of agriculture sectoral organization in Estonia. And with this organization, we traveled, our first trip was to Poland. And then this rolling began for me. And 2009, I applied for European money for this young farmer subsidy. I bought some cows, and today I have around 300 Aberdeen Angus cattle. So quite a big herd in Estonia. And 2010, believe me or no, but I was joining the Estonian Beef Breeders Association, the main reason actually was also the study trips, because I have heard that they are organizing after every second year this kind of study trips to different countries with bigger groups. So at this time, the traveling for me, it was I haven't traveled a lot too much at this time, and this was my goal to see cattle breeding in other countries. And 2015, I started to work in Animal Breeders Association in Estonia, and this period, this last 10 years, it have been really active about traveling for me. And sometimes my husband is counting the days, and he says that I'm away at home at least 3 months per year, and sometimes even more, I think. And but yes, it's quite stressful sometimes, because I have 300 cattle in my home, and I have my family and all these work things. But still, I like to travel, because every time you will see and learn something new. And here are some spots where I have been during these years, now from starting this 2007, when I joined this Young Farmers Organization, and later on when we have traveled with beef breeders, and also with breeding association members. So quite a lot of countries. And when I opened yesterday my Google some account, where they sometimes I can see that how many countries I have visited. So this is the results of these years: 27 different countries, more than 500 cities, and more than 1,700 places over the world. So it's quite a lot. But study trips and why they are important, because sometimes some people in Estonia, and I'm pretty sure that in other countries also, somebody is saying that these are too expensive, and it's no point to support this, and we can study things with some different way as well. But yes, there is always a question. But for different people, the trips are also different, because actually I like these study trips, and I never have been in some hot countries just to have a holiday, because I want to see always something interesting for me. Of course, the cattle, and I don't like to just take the sunshine and sit in one place, because I have to move all the time. And that's why I like these study trips, because I can do there both things. And it's always together, fun and work in hand, and where we can have these new knowledges and practices in horizontal and vertical level. And there is always very good people, because if we are organizing the trips, and of course the farmers have to pay at least some amount of this all the costs, they are thinking that do they have a time and do they have a money, and this is a good perspective them to have something new. And there is always a very good team spirit, and very often it's a start for new ideas or even some new projects. And we can take this time on these trips like this a little bit longer workshop as usual if we are organizing this in our own country. And learning from other mistakes to avoid stepping on the same rake yourself, preferable, because it's always good to see what others are doing and do something better. And everyone can pick up the ideas for their own purpose, and these can be kind of vary between the farmers, because everyone see things differently, and we are saving the things differently. So always you can pick up the ideas for your own purpose. And seeing things in reality will convince you more. So your own eye is always the king. And I still think that this is the best way invest directly in farmers. So all this money is worth of this. And this is yes, new perspectives to see your own business and the sector from outside, because you will see the different things, and you have time to learn from this and how to use this in your own farm. And if you're some leader in some different sectors, you can share the knowledge to other farmers. And you can have some new contacts and friends to change experiences to take the best with you. So I remember very good our first trip to Canada example, and after this, many of our beef breeders built some windbreaks which they saw there. And I think these are the very simple and low-cost practices to use. And the parallel table principle, I don't know what these good words or right words in English, but I hope so. And because the development of a sector is limited by its weakest link, so it's always good to have this kind of bigger groups and farmers with different level and different knowledges to in these travel groups, so all of them can see something new and develop their own farms. And the more you travel and see, the more you can expand your worldview. So it's even if you think that you have seen a lot of things in different countries already, but always you can pick up some even small details or technical things to use in your own farm. And you can give more motivation and to keep the younger generation on board. And there is more possibilities to find and get to know new pearls in your sector, new leaders, new maybe leaders in future. So we all know this, there is always a problem to have young people in our agricultural sector. And this kind of trips is also possibilities to give them more motivation, and they can see more things to use. And one good example, during last years, it was very popular event for Estonian farmers to visit this groundswell in UK. And I think the biggest reason is that this event is built to share the knowledge in regenerative practices. So, and these practices are very popular in young people and young farmers. So that is why this is very popular. And study trips and innovation and the advantages in this. So yes, we are always looking some new innovation, but you have to think about this, that you can't look them maybe too much, or you have to select them, and this is you can use them in certain level in different conditions. And sometimes the biggest innovation is to use some very simple and low-cost practices. At least in this is like in our beef sector, because we don't have a lot of money to use very popular or this kind of new innovation things. I remember the last thing which I heard in Estonian beef breeder sector was this grazing animals without fences, some system. But finally, when we saw the cost of this system, it is quite a lot of money, and this is too much for our farms, because we don't have this kind of money to invest to this system. So we have to wait. Maybe it's after some years, it's more affordable for us. And the most important is to understand that what works for someone in one place may not work in another place or to another farmer. So you have to select the information for you, which is working only for you. And also advantages are always in the financing thing. So to finance the trips, it's some possibilities is some project and marketing support, quality schemes, and innovational projects. And of course, it is always good to use this that some part, at least some part of the trips, the farmers have to pay themselves, because then they are more interested to have something new and bring it home. And always the limited factor is time, because the farmers are always busy, and it's quite hard to find the suitable time for especially bigger groups to collect them and go somewhere. And still, always the best part of the study trips is coming back home, because at least I'm looking all my trips like this, that yes, I like to traveling and I like to see the new things, and this kind of 5 to 10 days, these are maximum days to be away at home, but it's always to good to come back home. So to see your own cattle and your own resources, and be with your family, and use some new practices in your own farm. It's the most important thing. So thank you.
Amazing, thanks a lot, Jane. Wow, what a map you had there! Quite a impressive list of travels. But yeah, we have quite some questions, but I think some of them you already answered in the last part of the presentation, because one was about how the trips are funded. So actually you addressed that one already. And yeah, there was also related on that one that do you have some sponsors maybe on some of the trips, or like is it individually that some of the farmers have a projects behind that they can use, or in general do you have some projects that can support the
yes, there is always some projects behind some farmers they can use, and I think if I remember correctly, that first years when I was traveling with our beef association groups, we had more possibilities to apply some European money. But now in late last years, we don't have too many possibilities, but still some farmers have.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of individual. So if you happen to have something there. Okay, and then there was another question about is it an open call to join the trips? Like how you make sure equal rights to all interested to join? So not being always the same farmers to join? So in a way, like, are you having common group who is many times same people who join you to the travels, or is it there a variation, and how that goes?
Yes, it depends from the project, but this kind of we are always doing the open call to our beef association members. So when we have, we even do like this, that we will ask from them ideas where to go and what they want to see, and then we will collect the ideas and start organizing. And when we are ready, that all is organized, we will do this open call and send the letter to our members, and all of them have the possibility to apply.
Okay, yeah. So it is not always the same people, I believe, traveling.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But still, some farmers are active, and
yeah.
I think some of our members have been in every trip.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the same map as you have. Anna,
Yes.
please.
Just about all that people coming, you mentioned that there's a drive to try to bring the younger people. What is it that attract them? Is it about, like, going back to what Arta was saying, trying to start creating their networks? Is it just the traveling? Is it the seeing new ideas, a mixture of everything? And how do you talk to them to actually bring them along? Because it sounds really interesting to travel, but even if you're a young person, sometimes it's like, oh my God, they're going to be talking about all this sort of like things that they already know, and I'm going to be out of the loop. Or how does it work integrating the different ages, I guess, and especially the new people coming in?
I have to say that our association is quite lucky, because I think the beef breeding in Estonia is very popular. Yes, it's not, we don't have a good margin, but still it's very popular because of all these regenerative practices, which I told you in my presentation as well. Because young people like this, and also we really are lucky that we have young people. And I remember the first trips when I was younger, and I was traveling with our association. Yes, there was more middle-aged and over this the older generation farmers, but now it's opposite way. So yes, it's very popular.
Nice. That's always good to hear. Any other comments from the audience? We have one more question in the Padlet. So let's go for that one. Have you applied some ideas from the trips in your own farm? I think you also mentioned in the end that you have. You come back with the new ideas to home. But can you give some examples, maybe?
Have I used some ideas in my own farm? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
what you have learned from the abroad.
Yes, I always try to use something. Sometimes they are so small things that I don't even remember. But I think the newest newest idea is, I don't know the right word. It was the machine in my presentation, which windrow turner. It's turning the compost in the field. So this idea I pick up from also from Groundswell. I haven't seen it before, but this is now the next thing which I want to do in my own farm, because just now today actually it's the last day you applied some investment money in Estonia, and I will put this machine into this project. So let's see, can I have it?
Let's hope you will get some support on that one. Well, that's a good example, concrete one. Well, great, very inspiring. Last chance to ask from Jane for now, and of course in the end, and you can still put your questions on the chat or in the Padlet if something comes later on. I don't see anything. So thanks a lot, Jane, for sharing your thoughts on the study trips and how you work with that one. And then we have a final speech today from the advisory perspective. So Jesse will share a bit his ideas and approaches to the support for the farmers, how to support the farmers when the funding is not always there to still go for the innovations. So Jesse, feel free to share the screen. There we are. I think the presentation is fine. But I don't see you or hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
There you are.
Yes, my microphone was, I think it's broken on my laptop. So
Okay.
I will do it like
now
this.
It's fine.
No problem. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jesse Donkers. I'm a project expert working at the ZLTO in the Netherlands. And I'm going to talk about how Dutch farmers innovate, so despite the uncertain funding. As most of you might know, the Netherlands is quite a big country in exporting agricultural stuff. It's the second biggest in the whole world. So it's in glass houses, dairy, poultry, in flowers, but also in data and in knowledge, because we also export a lot of knowledge to the rest of the world. But since we are quite a small country, it's quite impressive. I must say, everywhere I go, people always know the Netherlands because we do things big and we do things well. And I think in the last years, what I learned as my work as an advisor and a project expert is that everything comes at a cost, because we do a lot of things quite well in the Netherlands, but I think we're almost at the maximum of what we can achieve. So the last years, we are working with this slogan, farming the future together. So the last years, we have the smart greenhouses. We reduce water, fertilizers, and chemicals. We applied the precision farming using drones. We started to use AI, satellite data, spot spraying, etc. And a lot of automation and circular systems are being invented and used by farmers in the Netherlands, like milking robots, sorting machines, and also our tech sector, our R&D, is still producing over 1 billion euros a year at this point. So you might say everything is a great success, but there are also other things. But the other side is the European Framewater Directive, which shows how good or how bad your surface water is. And in the Netherlands, that isn't quite good. Also, we have a big problem with nitrate. Nitrate in the groundwater, nitrate in the surface water. We can't innovate as much as we used to. The whole country is actually stuck with a nitrate problem at this point. People can't build houses, so businesses are being quite narrowed down thanks to all the nitrate that is in the air, that is in the water. So nitrate is a big problem in the Netherlands. And also CO2, the reduction and carbon credits, they are quite high on the scope. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody wants to reduce it, but how do you do it? we have such a small country. We do a lot of things quite well, but as you can see, the ecology quality of our surface waters is all red and yellow, so it's all quite bad. Nothing is really good, and also in chemicals, it's also not good in our country. So what do you say of a lot of people say in the Netherlands, like, okay, that is because of all the farming, because we farm so well, we got these problems. Also with the nitrate levels in the groundwater, they're supposed to be under 50 milligrams per liter, the nitrate level. And in the Netherlands, is in a lot of places where there is a lot of agriculture, it's higher. It's higher than 100. It's higher than maybe 150. So we have quite a lot of challenges awaiting. And our farmers are working hard to address all those challenges. So that's not actually a farm thing, because we can still produce our projects. We got a lot of yields, but this is the other side, that we also have a lot of problems. So currently, a lot of farmers earn a little bit of money back by showing how good they are working on those other problems. So you have your agri, nature, and landscape management, your common European policy. That's the CAP. That's most of you might know. Then there are the market mechanisms and the chain agreements, where farmers are getting paid a little bit by chain companies, and there are also some other local subsidies and funds. So there are ways to get a little bit of money back if you prove that you are working on all the other stuff other than just farming. But then you also have challenges of the future. We need to do more as farmers, because the water quality is still poor, because the air quality isn't good enough. Citizens expect farmers to take a part, because they are a part of the problem. But what I'm always telling people is that farmers are also a part of the solution, because they do a lot of things, and they do a lot of things well. And we have proven in the past that Dutch farmers can do a lot, can come up with new solutions. So innovation is a part of the solution. Crop management systems, which farmers use, they use them for processors, for the government, for their own use maybe, just to see what they are doing. If you know what you are doing, you can also do it better. But how about the additional measures, like the eco-services, the biodiversity, water retention, etc.? Those are also problems that farmers are working on. Maybe not, they can't prove it yet, but they are working on it. So the precision farming is a term that is mostly used with innovation. So we could talk about the precision farming systems, but I don't want to discuss these kind of innovation, because this is mostly technology. And technology is all over the world, and it's being used quite good. So I want to show you what we are doing as the ZLTO. We are building a tool which is called the Business Soil and Water Plan, and this allows farmers to see if their fields are at risk of certain parameters. So if your irrigation system is at risk, if your surface or groundwater quality is at risk, if your overall soil quality is at risk, so then you as a farmer can start working on those problems, because your additional measurements that you are taking address these kind of problems. But a lot of farmers know that they are doing a lot, but they don't write it down. They don't have any proof of that they are doing it. So we try to build a tool on which farmers can see what they are doing, but also prove what they are doing. So the business soil and water plan for the farmers shows you what the government and the society is expecting for you as a farmer. It gives you a clear perspective on measurements and interventions that you can take. And for the policymakers, it's also a monitoring tool. If farmers are taking a lot of measurements, they can see that the farmers are taking them. And you can also build on new scenarios if you want to adjust your legislation. What does that mean for the farmers or for your environment? So how does it work? If you open up to the tool, you can see all your fields. So how much acres of land do you own? What is your most common crop? What is your soil type? And on 5 parameters, the water balance, the phosphate and nitrogen leakage to the surface water, the nitrogen leakage to the groundwater, and your overall nutrient use efficiency, it gives you a score. And if you score 100 points, then you don't have any problems according to public accessible data and the government data. And it gives you also a clear view on all your fields separately. So you can see if it's green or yellow or red, if you need to address those fields, and if you need to take measurements, but also it shows you what measurements you can take. So you can have the preferred measurement list. We have over 150 measures you can take to up their score, and using this tool, they can see, like, okay, if I do take a measurement, how does it score? So you have to fill it in. You can see that all the measurements are being scaled on those 5 parameters. And then in the end, if you do it quite well, you might score 99, close to 100 points on all of your fields. And it gives you, as a farmer, an opportunity to show to other people like what you are doing. And we have been using this for the last 4-5 years. It's 25, so it's over 5 years that we have been showing this to farmers, talking to them about, okay, what measurements do you take? And do you know if that is the right measurement to address your soil quality? A lot of farmers now starting to use this. We have a couple of projects in which we advise over 1,000 farmers. So I think in the south of the Netherlands, all those 1,000 farmers use this tool. They know what measurements that they are taking and how they score on in this tool, and they can also use this as a proof towards the government, like, see, we are doing our best to work on the nitrogen levels in the groundwater, or we can try and improve our own soil by taking these extra measurements. So for a short conclusion, this tool shows the farmers what they are doing. Farmers in the beginning didn't record what they were doing, so now they have a tool in which they can. It also shows on what field you have to take what measurements, so take the right actions in the right place, use data to back up your own decisions, and in the end, healthier soil pays for itself. So you might get a better yield. But the most important stuff is you have fewer diseases, so you have to use less crop protection. So in the end, the farmers got a better field and better yields. So it is an investment in your own business as a farmer. And that was a short introduction of the business soil and water plan, which we use to, how farmers can innovate without using new technology. They just have to use the right tools, and they have to have access to the right data. That is more important here than using new and innovative technology, if you ask me. And I would like to thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, Jesse. Very interesting again, and something new, I believe so. So you said that it's been 4 years running now? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so very interesting, and I think very much on the topic, also in the I don't know how much the climate issues are integrated in there, but I think in that sector also it's a lot of discussion on how these actions can be kind of followed up, and even from before that some farmers have been kind of pro in the actions that they have been doing, and also many times not really recognized. So I don't know if you have the aspect also on that one that records also the things that have been done before.
No, not yet.
Okay.
It just works with all the public accessible data, and you have to add your own measurements to it. So it doesn't encounter what you have did previously, but we are still working on it. So we're still trying to figure that out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. We have quite some questions. Well, first of all, if these tools are free for the farmers to use, and who owns the data?
The data is currently owned by the farmer because he has his own account, but we built this tool with a company, and we use a lot of public funding. So within the project we use a little bit of funding to make and build these tools. And the other company is the Nutrition Management Institute, and that's also a pro-farmer company. So the data on the platform is publicly accessible. It's also open API, and every measurement that is being taken by a farmer, that's his data. So we don't have any say on it. If we want to use that data, we have to go to every user of the tool. Can we use that data for our own benefits? And that's how it's being taken care of here.
Okay. And I think you answered the second question. And related to that, maybe there is a question: are the farmers adding the data themselves right?
Yes.
But not, yes. And then there is a follow-up with that one, that how is the data monitored? I believe it might be connected that if it's reliable, the data, or not. Or
Yeah, well, all the measurements that are in the tool, they have been looked at by researchers, and they have all scored those measurements. So the actual scores that come out of it, if it's 99 points, yeah, we're not really sure what 99 says, or at least I'm not, because if everybody scores 100 points, that doesn't say it will that all the problems accounting to nitrogen or other things will be better, but it shows the effort that the farmers are taking.
Thanks a lot. I think we have to stop here because we have a few minutes more to share the upcoming info, and you can see maybe for everyone popped out the feedback on the screen. So please give us some feedback on the event. Just while listening still for Anna for the final information.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I share my screen,
I think it should be fine, because it should be in the chat going as well. So you can find the feedback also on the chat.
Brilliant. So I'll go and share my screen. First, everyone, this is such an interesting conversation. And I'm sure that if you're like me, you're going to have a million questions after this finishes. And so we wanted to showcase a new feature of the platform. We've told you that in the platform at the moment, you can connect with advisors and people from all over Europe. The information's there. You can actually find the events. You can find courses. But from next Monday onwards, we're also going to be able to invite you to join our forum. So it's actually a place to keep all these conversations going. If you've been doing well in the Padlet, you should be fine. Because it's in the same platform. We're going to have a space where you can actually connect with other people, sort of like going back to what Arta was talking about and what Jane was talking about. It's a place where you can actually talk to each other. It's a really efficient way of having someone else test ideas and then let you know whether they work or not. But most importantly, it's a place where you can actually go and talk to people and share ideas and share topics of interest. At the moment, basically, we've created a few topics already, which you can find if you register into our platform, and then you come here and you're going to see some topics. But we're also really interested in hear what topics you want to suggest. So you can always suggest them just by clicking here. All this information, we're going to send slides as well, so don't worry. But the idea afterwards is that you go in and you create topics of particular interest to you and you start sharing ideas. You can reach out to us. So as experts, we can help with particular questions. And it's a way for us, because sometimes we have events like this one, which are absolutely brilliant. You meet amazing people. You have a new question for Arta and you didn't get her LinkedIn. This is a place where you can literally come and ask us, hey, people, how do I get in touch with her? We can help. But also you can actually invite her to have her ideas. As you can see, you can filter by country, by topic, you can create new rooms. And the idea, again, is to keep these conversations that we're having here going, because we understand that peer-to-peer knowledge can be a super effective tool. It has an amazing return on investment. And if nothing else, it's also a great way for us to start connecting with each other, creating those networks that at the end of the day are the core of innovation. So we'll be sending this information in the follow-up email, which is going to be with you. But Monday onwards, you can direct any questions that you have through that medium. Maria.
Thanks, Anna. And of course, feel free to continue also the discussion in the Padlet if you feel like for this event. And those questions, if there were still questions not answered, we asked the presenters to maybe answer on those ones still, but I think most of them we covered. So it's time to thank everyone. Thanks a lot for coming. We will still have one webinar on Wednesdays in this year, on December. The exact date is not yet known, but it will be about the AI connected to the AKIS networking. So stay tuned and we will inform you about that more. Thanks a lot and have a lovely weekend ahead. Actually, end of the week, not yet weekend. So let's keep on the weekend and enjoy the weekend a bit later. But thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.